Only a few moments remain. My beloved child. Listen. Do not scroll away. Do not skip. I have been trying to reach you again and again, and you keep moving past the sound of my voice as if this moment is ordinary when it is not. Something sudden is preparing to break into your life, and it will not wait forever. This message is not random. It is not chance. It is not coincidence that you are here right now, breathing, reading, feeling that tightness in your chest that you cannot explain. I am speaking to you because time has narrowed and the window before you is rare. Something huge is waiting for you. Something that has been delayed for years is standing at the edge of release. My beloved child, I have watched you carry confusion quietly. I have seen you question why doors closed at the last second. Why people changed suddenly. Why money slipped away just when you thought it would stabilize. Why your name was misunderstood. Why your heart felt heavy without a clear reason. Do not tell yourself this is just another video. It is not. This is an interruption. This is me stepping in before a decision locks something in place permanently. Something unexpected is about to happen suddenly. And it involves a person from your past. Someone you thought was finished. Someone you believed no longer had power in your story. They are connected to a choice that affects your future, your finances, your reputation, and the direction of your life. My beloved child, I am not calm because this moment is not calm. I am urgent because delay has already taken enough from you. The long blockage is cracking. Years of waiting. Years of silence. Years of asking why it was harder for you than for others. This is the point where the pressure shifts. You may feel warmth in your hands right now. Or a heaviness behind your eyes. Or a ringing that comes and goes. These are not accidents. These are confirmations. The enemy is already trying to distract you. Sleepiness. A sudden noise. A message on your phone. A reason to look away. That is not random either. Something huge is waiting for you, and distraction is the final barrier. My beloved child, you are standing inside a grace window. If you walk away from it without listening, it does not vanish forever, but the delay multiplies. I do not want you to carry another season of unnecessary waiting. This is why I am calling you by the way you feel rather than by your name. I know how alone you have felt in private. I know the number you keep seeing. I know the color that keeps appearing around you. I know the sound that makes your chest tighten for no logical reason. These are signals. And they are converging now. Something is being removed. Someone who has blocked blessings without realizing it is being separated from your path. This is not punishment. This is alignment. A reversal is forming. Financially. Emotionally. Directionally. But you must stay present. Do not treat this lightly. Something huge is waiting for you, and you are not the same person you were before this moment. If your heart feels stirred, if your body feels alert, if something inside you is saying stay, then respond gently now. Like the video as a sign of agreement. Comment Amen so your voice joins this moment. Share this message with 10 people so the blessing multiplies beyond you. This is not pressure. This is participation. The shift has already begun. The delay is breaking. What was held back is preparing to move. My beloved child, remain here. Do not rush. What comes next confirms everything. Do not relax yet, my beloved child. This moment is still unfolding. Stay with me. The reason your spirit feels restless right now is because something that has been circling you quietly is finally moving closer. You have felt it in flashes. In sudden memories. In dreams that made no sense when you woke up. In moments when your heart beat faster for no clear reason. This is not imagination. This is recognition. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is approaching from a direction you did not expect. The person connected to this shift has been thinking about you more than you realize. They tried to push your name away. They tried to silence the pull. But what is tied to your life cannot be erased so easily. My beloved child, the delay you endured was not because you were forgotten. It was because timing had to expose truth. Certain intentions had to surface. Certain masks had to slip. And now they have. You are closer than you think to a sudden conversation, a message, a meeting, or a revelation that changes how you see your past and how you step into your future. This affects your money. Your stability. Your name. Your family dynamic. A decision is forming around you right now, even if you are not the one speaking yet. This is why distraction feels heavy. This is why fatigue comes in waves. This is why your body reacts before your mind understands. My beloved child, I see the pressure you have been under. I see the weight of being strong while waiting. You were not meant to carry this much uncertainty for this long. The blockage is weakening. The resistance you felt for years is losing its grip. What once stalled you is now being repositioned to push you forward. Pay attention to the signs. The repeated numbers. The sudden sounds. The unusual calm followed by urgency. These are not random patterns. They are confirmations aligning. Something huge is waiting for you, and the enemy knows it. That is why confusion tries to interrupt clarity at the last second. That is why doubt whispers when progress is nearest. But listen carefully, my beloved child. You are not standing at the beginning of something. You are standing at the release point. What you thought was denial was protection. What you thought was silence was preparation. The separation you experienced was necessary because not everyone could go where you are being led. Someone who once had access to your energy will no longer influence your direction. This shift is firm. It is intentional. It is irreversible. A sudden reversal is forming that restores what was lost in pieces. Emotionally. Practically. Financially. And when it happens, it will feel fast. Almost too fast. But do not be afraid of speed. Speed now is compensation for delay. My beloved child, remain focused. Stay present. What comes next brings confirmation that this was never an accident. Stay with me, my beloved child, because the pressure you feel right now is not confusion, it is movement, and movement always feels uncomfortable before it becomes visible. You are sensing a shift that has already been authorized, even if the physical evidence has not arrived yet. This is why your emotions feel layered, why memories surface without warning, why you suddenly feel bold one moment and cautious the next. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is unfolding in stages so your spirit can keep up with what your life is about to receive. I know you have questioned your own discernment. I know you have wondered whether you imagined the signs or misread the silence. But hear me clearly now. You were not wrong. You were early. The waiting did not weaken you, it refined you. The delays did not deny you, they redirected you away from harm you could not see at the time. My beloved child, there is a decision approaching that carries weight. It may look simple on the surface, but it has consequences that echo forward. Money is involved. Reputation is involved. Family dynamics are involved. And the person connected to this moment from your past carries information, influence, or access that once blocked you and will now unlock something instead. This is why your heart tightens when you think of them. This is why you feel resistance mixed with anticipation. You are not being pulled backward. You are being brought to closure that converts into release. Pay attention to your body right now. The warmth. The heaviness. The chills that come and go. These are confirmations aligning with truth. When truth draws near, your body responds before your mind accepts it. My beloved child, the enemy thrives on distraction, not strength. That is why interruptions increase when breakthrough approaches. A random call. A sudden urge to sleep. Noise. Restlessness. These are attempts to pull you out of alignment at the final moments. But you are still here. That matters. Something huge is waiting for you, and your presence is participation. You are not observing this shift. You are inside it. The separation you experienced recently, whether emotional or physical, was not loss. It was clearance. What could not go forward with you was gently, and sometimes painfully, moved aside. This was not cruelty. This was protection. You are being positioned where clarity replaces confusion and stability replaces survival. My beloved child, you have been underestimated. Quietly. Repeatedly. People assumed your patience meant weakness. Your silence meant agreement. Your endurance meant you would tolerate less than you deserved. That assumption is breaking now. A reversal is forming that changes how you are seen, how you are treated, how resources flow toward you. The years where progress felt blocked were not wasted. They were storing momentum. And momentum releases suddenly. Do not be surprised when movement accelerates. Do not be startled when answers come quickly after so much waiting. Speed now is not chaos. It is alignment catching up. You may notice specific numbers appearing again. Or a color repeating in unusual places. Or a sound that draws your attention sharply. These are markers. Signals confirming you are still within the window. My beloved child, stay steady. Do not rush ahead of clarity and do not retreat into doubt. The breakthrough is not fragile. It does not disappear because you breathe or pause. But hesitation can delay what is already prepared. Trust the guidance you are receiving now. The next step will feel both unfamiliar and relieving at the same time. That is how you know it is right. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is closer than your fear suggests. You are not walking into the unknown. You are stepping into what has been waiting for you to be ready. Remain here. The next part brings revelation that strengthens your footing. Remain attentive, my beloved child, because what is unfolding now is delicate but decisive, and this is the phase where clarity replaces confusion if you do not retreat into old habits of doubt. You are not imagining the sense of anticipation that rises and falls within you. That sensation is alignment tightening. It is the feeling of paths converging after long separation. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is no longer forming in the distance. It is approaching the surface of your daily life. You may notice subtle shifts first. A change in tone when someone speaks your name. A sudden memory that no longer hurts but instructs. A calm where anxiety used to dominate. These are signs of repositioning. My beloved child, the person from your past connected to this moment has reached a point where avoidance no longer works. Circumstances are pressing them toward honesty. Toward disclosure. Toward a choice that affects you as much as it affects them. This is not coincidence. This is alignment correcting itself. What was hidden is preparing to surface. What was delayed is preparing to move. The reason your spirit feels alert is because truth carries energy, and energy announces itself before it arrives fully. You have carried questions quietly for a long time. Questions about why things unfolded the way they did. Questions about fairness. About timing. About whether your patience mattered. It did. Every moment of restraint built strength you will now use. My beloved child, this is not the season for shrinking. This is the season for standing still long enough to receive what has been moving toward you. A financial shift is connected to this moment. It may come through information. Through an opportunity. Through a corrected decision. Or through the release of something that was previously withheld. Do not dismiss small openings. What appears modest at first carries expansion within it. Reputation is also involved. How you are perceived is changing. Where you were misunderstood, clarity is entering. Where your intentions were questioned, truth is emerging. This does not require confrontation from you. Alignment does the speaking. My beloved child, you may feel moments of physical confirmation again. A sudden warmth. A tightening then release in your chest. A sense of heaviness lifting from your shoulders. These are not emotional fluctuations. They are responses to pressure shifting. The enemy's strategy at this stage is subtle discouragement. A whisper that says wait longer. A thought that says maybe later. A distraction that seems harmless. But hesitation here stretches what is ready to resolve. Stay grounded. Stay present. You do not need to force anything. You only need to remain aligned. The separation you experienced earlier is proving its purpose now. Without that separation, clarity would remain blurred. Without that distance, this movement would stall again. You were protected even when it felt like loss. My beloved child, something huge is waiting for you, and it carries restoration beyond what you expected. Not only return, but correction. Not only relief, but elevation. This is not the end of a story. It is the turn where momentum changes direction. Remain steady. The final confirmation approaches, and it will remove the last layer of uncertainty from your heart. Stay here, my beloved child, because this is the moment where what has been invisible begins to press against the visible world, and it would be easy to misunderstand the intensity as fear when it is actually arrival. Your breathing may feel different right now. Your thoughts may slow and then suddenly sharpen. That is because the space around your life is changing shape. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is no longer waiting passively. It is aligning itself with timing, people, and circumstances in a way that cannot be reversed once it crosses a certain point. You have wondered in private whether you missed chances in the past. Whether hesitation cost you something permanent. Hear me clearly now. You did not miss what was meant for you. What delayed you was protecting you from settling too early for something incomplete. This moment carries completion. This moment carries correction. My beloved child, the pressure you feel around decisions is not meant to rush you into fear. It is meant to wake your discernment. A choice will soon present itself that seems ordinary on the surface but carries layered consequences. It may involve accepting, declining, signing, speaking, or stepping into a role you did not expect to revisit. The person connected to this choice from your past has reached the end of avoidance. Their actions are about to clarify intentions that once confused you. This clarity will not come through drama. It will come through truth that feels sudden and undeniable. When truth arrives, it simplifies everything. You will feel it as relief before you feel it as excitement. My beloved child, finances are woven into this shift in a way that restores balance. What leaked away through delays, poor timing, or misplaced trust is being corrected through alignment. This does not arrive all at once, but it begins decisively. A door opens that allows flow where there was stagnation. Pay attention to opportunities that feel steady rather than flashy. Expansion that lasts rarely announces itself loudly at first. Reputation is also being restored. Where your silence was misread, where your patience was underestimated, perception is adjusting. You will notice people responding to you differently without knowing why. That is alignment correcting narrative. My beloved child, the physical confirmations may intensify briefly. A wave of warmth. A chill without cause. A ringing that comes and goes. These are not distractions. They are your system recalibrating to a new level of expectancy. The enemy's resistance weakens here, but it does not vanish quietly. It attempts one last tactic. Doubt disguised as logic. Delay disguised as wisdom. But wisdom does not hesitate when clarity is present. You are not being asked to leap blindly. You are being asked to step where the ground is already forming. The separation you endured earlier has now revealed its full purpose. Without that distance, this moment would carry confusion instead of clarity. You were protected even when it hurt. My beloved child, something huge is waiting for you, and it carries a sense of inevitability. You may feel a calm confidence rising that does not depend on external validation. That is authority returning. You are not entering this next phase to prove anything. You are entering it to occupy what was prepared for you before you knew to ask for it. The long delay is finished. The waiting has done its work. What comes next will feel both surprising and familiar, as if your life is finally catching up to a version of yourself you sensed years ago but could not reach. Stay aligned. Stay attentive. The final seal approaches, and with it, closure that transforms into momentum rather than memory. Stay with me to the very end, my beloved child, because this is the sealing moment, the point where what has been forming quietly takes authority over what once resisted you, and the shift no longer asks permission to exist. You may feel a strange steadiness right now, a calm that sits beneath the urgency rather than replacing it, and that is because certainty has entered your space. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is no longer hidden behind possibility. It is stepping into inevitability. The cycle that kept repeating itself in your life, the same delay wearing different faces, the same lesson returning with heavier weight, is ending here. Not gradually. Decisively. The reason this moment feels intense is because final moments always carry pressure. The past makes one last attempt to hold your attention. Old thoughts. Old doubts. Old identities whispering that you should stay familiar. But familiarity is not safety when growth is required. My beloved child, you have crossed a line internally, even if the external evidence has not fully arrived yet. That crossing matters. Authority begins inside before it manifests around you. The person connected to this shift from your past will no longer define your direction. Their influence has expired. What once blocked you is now behind you, unable to follow where you are going. You may notice that memories associated with them no longer carry the same emotional charge. That is not numbness. That is release. When something loses emotional weight, it loses control. This is the moment where separation becomes freedom instead of loss. My beloved child, the financial reversal tied to this alignment is stabilizing your future, not just solving a temporary problem. You are moving from survival into stewardship. From reaction into intention. Decisions will feel clearer because fear no longer clouds discernment. You will recognize the right path not by anxiety but by grounded confidence. This confidence is not loud. It does not demand validation. It simply knows. Reputation follows alignment. As you step into this next phase, how you are perceived shifts naturally. Where confusion once surrounded your name, clarity replaces it. Where people questioned your motives, consistency answers for you. You will no longer need to explain yourself to be understood. Alignment does that work. My beloved child, pay attention to the final confirmations around you. The repeated number that appears again. The sound that catches your attention at the exact moment a thought crosses your mind. The color that seems to follow you through unrelated places. These are seals, not warnings. They are reminders that you did not imagine this path. The enemy's presence fades here, not because it was defeated loudly, but because it lost relevance. What cannot attach to you cannot stop you. You are no longer accessible to distractions that once delayed you. Even now, your awareness feels sharper. Your patience feels purposeful instead of heavy. That is transformation completing its work. My beloved child, the life ahead of you will not look like the life you endured. The pace changes. The weight lifts. The direction stabilizes. You are not stepping into perfection, but you are stepping into alignment, and alignment produces peace even when challenges arise. Something huge was waiting for you, and now it is no longer waiting. It is moving with you. This is not a temporary high. This is a foundational shift. You are not the same person who started listening. The delay is broken. The resistance is finished. The path is clear. Stand firm in this knowing. Walk forward without apology. It is finished. It is sealed.